I had been away from my valley cabin for nearly a decade. Life, as it often does, had swept me along a turbulent river of responsibilities, city noise, and endless obligations. The small cabin nestled in the serene embrace of the valley had become more than just a retreat. It had been my sanctuary, a place where time slowed, where the river's gentle hum and the whisper of pine trees could soothe even the most restless heart. Yet, as the years passed, I had watched from afar as developers, ambitious neighbors, and, most infamously, the local HOA, attempted to control every inch of land that surrounded my beloved hideaway. Karen, the HOA president, was a force of nature. Sharp-tongued, meticulously organized, and unyielding in her interpretation of the rules, she had become a thorn in the side of anyone who dared deviate from her narrow vision of perfection. I remember the letters, formal notices, warnings, even threats, demanding compliance, demanding conformity. She had convinced herself that the valley belonged not to its longtime caretakers, nor to those who loved it deeply, but to her and her board's vision of suburban neatness. Returning to the valley had always been a dream I dared not indulge until recently. But life has a way of granting second chances when you least expect them. After years of careful planning, quiet negotiations, and, admittedly, a few moments of daring, I had acquired ownership of the land encompassing not just my cabin but the entire valley. Legally, morally, and ethically, it was mine. And yet, knowing the battle I would face, I approached the valley cautiously, with a mix of excitement and trepidation. The moment I drove down the winding road lined with towering pines, memories came rushing back. I could almost hear the laughter of summer afternoons, the gentle splash of fish leaping from the river, and the occasional, rebellious howl of a lone wolf in the distance. My cabin emerged through the trees, still standing strong, a testament to time and patience. But my joy was tempered when I saw a familiar figure standing near the road, arms crossed, eyes narrowed. Karen, of course. She didn't greet me. She didn't smile. Instead, she fixed me with a gaze that could curdle milk, the kind that had made so many others bend under the weight of her authority. "You, what are you doing here?" she spat, her voice trembling with barely contained fury. "You can't, this is private, I raised a hand, cutting her off gently. "Karen, it's all right. I understand why you're upset. But I think there's a lot you don't know." Her eyebrows shot up. Don't know. I've been overseeing this valley for years. The bylaws, the HOA regulations. Yes, I interrupted, my voice calm but firm. And I respected them. All of them. But you see, the valley is mine now. Her jaw dropped. I could see her eyes widen, disbelief etching deep lines across her face. No, that's impossible. How could? I smiled softly, sensing that words alone would not suffice. "Let me show you." I led her down the gravel path to the old cabin, where the river sang its eternal song, where wildflowers had reclaimed the spaces humans had once tried to dominate, and where the sunlight filtered through the trees in golden threads. "This valley," I said, sweeping my hand over the expanse of land, "was always meant to be a sanctuary. And now, I have the privilege of caring for it fully." Karen's expression shifted slightly, though not completely. Her disbelief was giving way to something else, curiosity, perhaps, or even a faint glimmer of admiration. But before she could speak, I continued. "I don't want to fight anyone. I don't want power for the sake of power. What I want is to protect this place, to ensure that it remains a haven for anyone who seeks peace here." Her eyes darted around, taking in the breadth of the valley, the wild beauty that no HOA regulation could capture or contain. And then she saw it, children running freely near the riverbank, birds nesting in trees that had long been ignored, wild deer grazing in open meadows. It wasn't just a landscape. It was life, unspoiled and thriving, untouched by the rigid hand of bureaucracy. You can't just," Karen started, her voice faltering. "I can," I said gently, "because I believe this valley belongs to more than just rules and regulations. It belongs to anyone who respects it, who loves it, who will care for it. And yes, that includes you, if you're willing to see it that way." Her lips pressed into a thin line, and for a long moment, there was silence. The river's song filled the space between us, as if reminding us both that life was too short for needless conflict. And then, slowly, she spoke. I've always thought I was protecting it. I really believed I was doing the right thing. You were protecting it," I acknowledged. But sometimes, protecting something means stepping back, not holding on too tightly. Tears shimmered in her eyes, unspoken remorse mingling with a dawning understanding. For the first time in years, I saw Karen the person, not Karen the tyrant. She was human, fallible, capable of change. And in that realization, a bridge was built between us. Over the next weeks, I opened the valley to the community, offering guided visits, workshops on conservation, and spaces for families to reconnect with nature. Karen, initially resistant, slowly began to join me. She helped organize cleanup days, planted saplings along the riverbank, and even guided a group of local children on their first nature hikes. It was as though the valley itself had healed her, just as it had always healed me. But the true transformation came unexpectedly. One late afternoon, a wildfire threatened the far edge of the valley. Smoke curled into the sky, and flames licked dangerously close to the old cabin. Panic set in, and the volunteers scattered, unsure of what to do. But Karen didn't run. She rallied the neighbors, coordinated the efforts, and led them in a human chain to douse the flames and clear brush. She worked tirelessly, her hands blistered, her face streaked with soot. And in that moment, I saw not the rigid HOA president, but a woman who loved this land fiercely, who understood the responsibility that came with stewardship. When the fire was finally subdued, we stood together, catching our breath, watching the valley we had both fought to protect. Karen turned to me, her voice quiet and sincere. I was wrong. I see that now. This valley, it's more than rules. It's life. And you've shown me what that really means. I smiled, placing a hand on her shoulder. It's never too late to do the right thing. From that day forward, Karen became an unexpected ally. Together, we nurtured the valley, ensuring that its rivers flowed freely, its forests thrived, and its wild inhabitants were safe. The community learned to respect the land not as property to be managed or controlled, but as a living, breathing entity deserving of care and reverence. And for me, returning to my cabin was no longer just a personal victory. It was a symbol of what could happen when people chose compassion over conflict, understanding over stubbornness, and generosity over greed. The valley, once a battleground of wills and rules, became a sanctuary of hope, proving that even the deepest divides could be bridged with patience, empathy, and love. In the end, Karen learned a lesson she had never expected to receive. Ownership of land is not about control, it's about responsibility, stewardship, and the courage to do what is right even when it's difficult. And I learned, once again, that the greatest joy comes not from holding onto something tightly, but from sharing it, protecting it, and allowing others to find peace within it too. The valley now thrives, a testament to human resilience, compassion, and the enduring power of nature to heal not just the land, but the hearts of those who care for it. And as I sit on the porch of my cabin, watching the sun dip behind the mountains, I realize that the real treasure was never the land itself. It was the journey, the people, and the hope that one act of kindness can ripple outward to transform the world. And so, the valley belongs to everyone who cherishes it, nurtures it, and protects it, not through rules, not through fear, but through love. And in that truth, both Karen and I found our hearts forever changed.